What up? Brief description of this video. It's about women who have a choice to choose good or bad, what's right from what's wrong, and how it cannot be fair to some people. Now, we all probably have experienced, some things that hasn't been fair, some things, feel like, it wasn't fair to you. Some people haven't experienced unfairness, but it's whatever. I just did this video because I was talking to my friend last night, and he was just telling me how he think some things are just not fair. So I was like, okay, you know, I'll do I'm gonna do a video about that. Um, when you're younger and you coming up to your time where you pay for your sins, and you entering into adulthood, you start liking the opposite sex. Happens, and start getting interested in certain things. Now, I think in most cases, women they get that dude early on in time some time periods. They get that dude that here's the dude right here for you. God done sent him to you. He's gonna treat you right. He's gonna do right by you, and you be like, you can see the guy and be physically attracted to him. Because I would never advise you to get with someone that you're not physically attracted to. That I wouldn't advise you that. You shouldn't do that. But you can be physically attracted to him, and then you see him. You have one or two conversations with him and be like, he's a good person. No, I don't want that. He gonna do right by me. That's not. That's too easy. I'm gonna go get somebody who I know is no good. Try to change him. How does that make sense? Like, what does that make you? You ever thought about that? And then when that person don't do you right, you complain and be like, "Man, I'm no good," but you know that's a lie because you know a man who's good. The man you wanted to be good wasn't no good, but you knew he was no good. So I don't understand what was the big deal. Now, um, you know, a lot of times women they keep their good dude. They be like, "Well, I want us to remain friends," and the reason is that because they looking at it like, "I'm gonna go do this with all these dudes that I know are no good. I'm gonna have my fun. I'm gonna go do whatever I want to do, and then I'm gonna come back to you and be like, hey, are you ready?" What kind of stuff is that? That ain't fair. It's just not fair for you to be able to go, damage your body and give your body away to everybody while that person is sitting, waiting on you. Which I don't. If somebody is sitting on you, that's not smart on their part either. But you gotta really be like how unfair that is. Because what if someone did that to you? You gotta think about how unfair that would be. A lot of times, women, they look, you meet a guy, y'all could both not be sexually active or whatever, and you can look at it and she can probably be like, I don't want him because he ain't sexually active. I want somebody who know what they doing. First of all, I don't care. It really don't matter how much amount of sex that somebody had. It don't mean that they know what they doing. I don't know where people get that from. I seen people play basketball and football, all kind of stuff for years, and they still ain't good at it. That don't mean nothing. Like, it don't mean nothing. It don't really mean nothing. I don't get why people think that means something, but it don't mean nothing. Plus, if you're looking at that side of it for a relationship, you in trouble because that's not what a relationship is about. To me, the best thing to do is you look at the good guy like, oh, he's a real good friend. I can talk to him about anything. Well, god dang, I think that's what a marriage is supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to talk to your spouse about anything. You never supposed to run and tell somebody else something that you don't want your spouse to know. Because guess what? That's not a good marriage. It's not. I don't care who. I don't care what it was. It's not a good marriage. Okay, my opinion. My opinion. Um, and a lot of times, God will put that dude in your life or whatever, and be like, here you go, and see what you do. And you probably you don't want him. And you looking at it like, God, look, I know this is good for me, God. Okay, go on though. I ain't trying to hear that. I want to go do this. Okay, God, go on with that. I ain't trying to hear that, God, right now. I'm gonna go do my thing. Then I'm gonna come back to this. You sit here and wait for me, God, and you keep him right here. What kind of stuff is that? It's messed up. It's just messed up. I see stuff on. I hear women all the time. Well, I want a good guy now. Da, da, da. You should have wanted a good guy from the jump. And then you hear and then they keep saying it, and a lot of times they still don't date a good guy. Like, I know women who they'll be like, well, I'm dating such and such, and in my mind I'd be like, well, that ain't gonna work. Not to be negative, I just know because I know what that person is about. I just know, and they know. So I don't even know why they ain't be trying it. But you give him the time of day, and he ain't doing nothing for you. You just going to hang out with him in this room, and he probably gonna try to have sex with you, and that's your idea of falling in love. When it's not, that's not how you supposed to do it. It's supposed to be a great friendship. Sex comes way, way after the friendship. That's how it should be. But a lot of people, they into relationships on sex. They're not even friends. They don't talk about nothing. Then they wonder why they always have a problem in their relationship. Then the good dude just sitting over there, you know what I'm saying, going through multiple girls who should be good girls, but they choose the wrong side. Now they not good girls. So I don't care. Let me explain something to you. What you like is what you are. So if you like trash, you are trash. Not to be negative, but what you like is what you are. Like, it just tells, if you like a person that's no good, what does that say about you? Just tell me, what does that say about you? What does it? What does it say about you? If you know somebody, what does it say? Because a lot of times, women can like a dude that's no good, so they can do no good stuff. He gonna cheat on me, I'm gonna cheat on him, because that's what some people want to do. They just want to, do what they do. Hey, they kick he did die, and then cry. When I hear him cry and be like, oh, he ain't doing me right. Well, you ain't doing right by him either. And then a lot of times, women always be like, he treated me wrong and this, that. And you knew from the jump he was gonna treat you wrong, and you allowed him to do that because you stand anytime. Let me say, anytime you stay with someone who you know is not doing right by you, you're allowing them to get away with it, and they know they can get away with it. And then when they do wrong, you be like, oh, they said they were sorry. Well, and then you take them back. Well, on the inside, you be like, oh, yeah, he's doing more now. He's doing this, that now. Oh, that ain't going to last long. He's just doing that to make you come back. Then he going to do it again, then do it, make you come back. It's just like a kid who, if you tell them stop, you keep telling them stop, they keep doing it. And you don't do nothing about it, they going to keep doing it. They going to keep doing it if you don't do nothing about it. The best thing to do somebody is leave them. It ain't no, I'm finna set some ground rules. That ain't going to work. Leave. That's the only way somebody's going to learn anything. They're not going to learn if you stay. And I don't care how long you leave them for or whatever you want to call it. It's not going to teach nobody nothing. And it's sad that you have to do that to teach people, but it's the way it is, because some people feel like they can get away with stuff. It just back to what I was saying about not being fair. You meet a guy and it's the guy who want to really take you out, and he really want to give you everything. He got a lot to give, and no woman's ever gave him a chance to give it to them. How is that fair? Man, that person got to sit around, and wait for a woman to be able to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to be with you. All these other girls, they don't want what's good, but I want this. Some dudes haven't been able, some good dudes haven't been able to meet it. Some good dudes probably have been able to meet it. And then, it is what it is. I mean, sometimes women are in a situation too where, they're good women and they feel like, they haven't met no guy who's really looking for what they're looking for. They feel like a lot of guys just want to get in their pants. And let's just say this. If women think all guys want to do is get in their pants, if you gave it to somebody, I'm not trying to hear what you talking about. Point blank period. You can't explain nothing to me. You gave it to somebody. If you thought that, you shouldn't have gave it to nobody. That's how I look at it. But anyways, it's just unfair. It's very unfair that the good dude have to live with what you do, and they have to, think to settle. Some people that, they're not strong enough to take certain things. some people just not strong enough to say, you know, I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna be who I am regardless. But it just goes back to some people just don't take the time to think. People don't know who they are. People just don't take the time to think. And, think about what's right, what's wrong. Talk to God. Because God will tell you, He'll tell you what you need to know. He'll guide you. Some things you'll be confused about, but, it's, it happens. But it's just very unfair. It's very unfair. Now, I don't make these videos to, tell people what they should do or whatever. I just make these videos to make you think about, I want to make fun with them, but no one wants to watch them, so I just make them. I just make them. I don't even know, but I just make them. But it's just some people think about, what's right for what's wrong. And some people probably watch this and be like, man, he's right. And then be like, walk out the door and whatever they hear, they don't care about. Because people do it all the time. You see people go to church, people be crying. You don't change my life. You ain't gonna change your life. You finna walk right out that door and you going to the club next Friday. Stop, you know what I'm saying? Stop that. You ain't changed. I'm done.